Hey everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert. How are you doing? It is the last Tuesday in May of 2020, and I'm super duper excited to be here. So, hi everybody, hi. Waiting for everybody to jump on here. I'm super excited. And we're going to talk tonight about what does the new normal look like? Is there a new normal? And what does that mean for empaths and highly sensitive people? The answers are going to shock you. So I'm doing good. Last time we had the live outside, it was kind of storming, and I was telling you my energies were storming in the inside, and I've been doing a lot better this week. And I was really surprised when I looked at Schumann's for today, and I found, hi Danny, I found in the Schumann's that the energies had gone absolutely crazy. So I thought I would share a little bit about that, what I'm hearing back from clients, but mostly I'd like to talk to you tonight about what the new normal is going to look like for empaths. And I promise you, if you hang in there, it's going to shock your socks off. All right. Hi. Oh, hi, Anna. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Shannon. Okay. So I don't know what it means when the Schumann's frequency, resonant frequency measurement device goes offline for 2.5 hours during one of those whiteouts. So just a real quick update here. Let's see here. This is the 25th of May. Okay, this is the 25th of May, and there's a lot of energy going on there. So quite a few of you were telling me you were feeling high levels of anxiety and unstable. A lot of people said they felt like they were going to vomit right in here for no reason. All right, and then we come over here, and then voila! Here we go. This is a gap of about 2.5 hours, so you can see it went into the white, which means all the energies were really, really high. People feeling headaches, hot flashes, anxiety, all that, and there was this gap. So I'm not sure why the Schumann's frequency did not register during this time. We could speculate and say the reason was because it was too high to register and the machine went kapowie. But I don't know. But what I do know is that we're right about here, because I just ran this before we came on, and if you'll notice, that's a repeat from over here. So we're in this repeat motion right now. All right? And if you remember, when I asked my guides about it, because I'm not a quantum physicist, but I am learning, my guides told me this is the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual body. So look at all this stimulation that we had and what's going on right now, okay? So that's huge. And now we're back to kind of quasi-normal. But what I have learned about looking at the Q factors and the momentum operators is that these energies will go like maybe a sunspot or something will go really wiggy for a while, and then all of a sudden, poof, okay? So I would think if you were, I would think this is the poof, but it's not. This is the energies actually going really crazy. That's the poof. Because after you push something really hard, you have to let it come down and then do the residual. So it's like they tell you it's not the fall that kills the person who's come off of a really high place. It's that sudden impact. And then once the body hits it, it reverberates. And so that's what that white spot is. So I'm learning that. Anyway, so let's get on with it. Oh, look, everybody's joining in. Hi, it's good to see you. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you are an empath or a highly sensitive person, in this quote-unquote pandemic that we're coming out of supposedly, but by the way, it'll be back in November, just so you know, because it's cold and flu season. So it'll die out between now and November, and then right before November, it's going to spike again. So get yourself ready for that. There may be closures again. Not so sure, but just be ready. But what does this new normal look like? And is there a new normal? Or, are we like Schumann's? I mean, is the world like Schumann's, where we've had this big, huge shakeup of all kinds, and the body, if you will, has hit the ground. And now how is it going to run out here? Because once a body hits the ground, even if it's a ball, there's going to be a reaction to that hitting, whether it's balancing out this way or this way. And so there's all kinds of things. One of my friends, if she's watching, wrote on Facebook the other day about how that something was affecting her that she had no idea about and how this would happen. And basically, she's a gal like me. She works for herself. We work at home a lot. So the work at home thing wasn't too big for us. But it's that psychological warfare of not being able to go wherever you want, whenever the schmeck you want, right? You know, I didn't think about it. I'd rather not be on the go all the time. I'd rather be, chilling at home, as my daughter would say, but working from home, because I enjoy that very much. But I also enjoy getting out on Thursdays and going to the bookstore. First couple of weeks, but when it came to the third and fourth week, I started to miss it. And the psyche of my mind was like, I felt like I was a kid that had been sent to your room. I mean, for those of us that are old school, your parents would send you to your room, tell you, don't come out until I tell you to, and you'd be sitting in there thinking about all the things that you did wrong. Or not. But eventually you got to come out. And that's what I feel like this quarantine has been. Even though, yes, I realize COVID is a very real disease. And some of my friends and my clients have had people that have been sick from COVID. Some people have been lost to COVID. So this is real. But I'm also just talking about the psychological factor. And one of the things that I think the 30-year-olds, if you're out there in your 30-year-old, give me a thumbs up, okay? But I know that there was a time in the schools, and my daughter was even being taught, you got this. Something would go wrong, or the child would be afraid, or they were unsure of going forward, and the teacher would go, you got this, right? And I've heard that a lot. You got this. And it's sincere from a lot of folks. But what if we ain't got this? I mean, seriously. So my friend had written on Facebook about how she works at home. She has several children. This was no big thing to her, because she'd been rocking that world for a long time. But she couldn't go where she wanted when she wanted. And it really began to affect her psyche. And so when she goes to the grocery store, she was saying, I just cry at the drop of a hat in the grocery store. And so she's like, if you see me in the produce section, holding a banana, and I'm crying, just take the banana away from me and walk away. And my answer to her was, oh, heck no. I'm going to pick up the banana next to you, and I'm going to stand there, and I'm going to cry with you, because we ain't got this, right? It's psychologically damaging. And how many people have lost their jobs? How many people got put on furlough and then canned? Trying to figure out how to make a living, how to put food on the table, how to put a roof over their head. And I live in Colorado, and the governor here at the very beginning of this said, oh, don't worry, all the people that have renters, we'll tell them not to kick you out if you can't pay your rent. Guess what? He forgot to tell the people that own the properties, because there were folks that didn't pay their rent thinking that what the governor said was correct. And they got eviction notices, and the governor's mansion had a lot of them posted up there on his fence post. It's psychological warfare. So a lot of us are feeling like that, like kids that got sent to our rooms for doing something bad or wrong and we didn't. And that has an emotional impact. There's quite a few of my 50-somethings out there, you ladies that are perimenopause, menopausal, or postmenopausal, who've been drinking a lot. And there was some funny Facebook videos, where they go through recycle day and the recycle bin be all full of wine bottles for the week. It's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. Because alcohol helps to numb your brain, to make you feel no pain, so to speak. And when people don't have anything else to turn to, they're going to turn to alcohol and or maybe drugs. None of those people told me about it if they did. So, it's hard. Now, add on top of that, empaths, highly sensitive people. Woo! How many empaths out there have been feeling it? Yeah! Come on, give me a thumbs up or a smile or something, or a heart, because I know you're feeling it. It also oh yes, Danny B says it also lowers your vibrational frequency. Yeah, there's people laughing. It does. Alcohol does. That's a good point, Dana. So I wanted to, sorry. Hey, good. Hearts and thumbs up. Thank you. So tonight was to tell you that I'm back. I knew I would be. Last week was like, hooey, just exhausted. But these frequencies that I've been studying, I'm attempting to find out, are they the ionosphere? Are they, solar things? Are they planetary things? And, oh, good, Jennifer says you're precious. Thank you, Jennifer. But there's all these different things that Schumann's frequency measures. And so I've been trying to ferret it out, and teach my Spiritual Awakening Academy and all that kind of stuff. But what I found is that different things, different vibrations affect people differently. And that's why some of us are feeling it and some of us are not. So like this one, the Schumann's that I just got here. Tree's making its cameo. Say hello, Tree. Okay, this, sorry. This is 525. So we had some pretty huge energies the other day. Then we kind of coasted for a little bit. And then this morning we're back on again. And like I said, there's a gap. It's 2.5 hours here where it did not record, and I don't know why. And I don't speak Russian, so I can't email them and ask them if it went offline, but it didn't. So I don't know, maybe the frequencies were too much. And I checked all the other charts that lead into this one, and they didn't have anything recorded for that time either. So that's kind of interesting, right? Little intrigue, mystery. But nonetheless, this one I didn't feel as much. So what I found was that the ionosphere, or the negative ions, make us feel good, and what I found out was that I've already accelerated past a lot of the emotional learning that this chart is bringing on, and that's what's happening to us all. So let's get back to why we came on. Okay, trying to be succinct tonight. But what does the new normal look like for everybody, and for empaths and highly sensitive people especially? It means that highly sensitive people and empaths, get this, come closer, we get to rock the world. Yeah, baby. We get to rock the world. This is our time, people. This is so schmeggin' exciting, because the whole world had to stop and take a breath. And they had to hold it. And now they're exhaling. And they are frightened, just as frightened as the rest of us. We don't know from moment to moment what's going to happen. And when you practice something called mindfulness, if you've never seen it, look it up. Mindfulness. Mindfulness means to be in the moment with all that crazy shit not in your head. It means to stay present. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus. That's what mindfulness means, to be in the present moment. And guess what? This pandemic has caused everybody to have to be in the moment. Well, let's just say people that are sane, if you will. I have seen a few things on the news where some people have lost it. But some guy went crazy and killed a whole bunch of people. That's what I'm talking about. But for the most part, we have to live in the moment, not knowing. And that's how God wants us to walk our daily lives. To live in the moment. And I've known that for a long time. My failure was that I never planned anything, because I was busy living in the moment. Peace, dude, peace, love, and joy, right? Yeah, man, peace. That's what I was doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I found I wasn't accomplishing a darn thing. At that time, I wasn't doing anything but just going to work and making a living. I wasn't reinvesting myself in another education, which turned out to be fantastic. I got a minor in Eastern Wisdoms. But what is happening is that moment by moment, that's how God wants us to live our lives. He says, live your life moment to moment in prayer. Do you know what that means? That means constantly being tuned in to the higher frequency. Now, does that mean you have to go to a monastery? Does that mean you have to go around like this all the time? No. Does it mean you have to go around like this all the time? No. It means being in the moment in constant communication with God's Spirit or Source. That's what it means. If you're in communication moment to moment, you know what's going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you, some mornings I don't know if I'm going to get up and the freeway is still going to be there. Or my local grocery store is going to be open. Or there's going to be toilet paper on the shelf. I don't know what the storehouses look like. Yeah, I went to the store the other day and something that I always get was out of stock. And my first thought was in fear, ladies and gentlemen. And I said, oh shit, maybe the storehouses are out now and they're not producing anything else because it's not coming over here from another country. But what I'm saying is that this world is set up and primed and pumped for empaths and highly sensitive people, and God is calling His mighty army. And that's you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're highly sensitive, if you're empathic, if you've been feeling all these energy shifts, that is you. And what two beautiful ladies reminded me, they're like, well, how do I know this is really real and I'm not just going crazy? Welcome aboard. I thought I was going nuts for years. Had myself checked out. But what you're feeling is real. Okay? And if you ever go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and look back at some of the articles, type in like May 2018, May 2017. I'm talking about this stuff back then, and people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to change my message a little bit so I could do business and help people, right? This is Schumann's resonant frequency. Look it up, heartbeat of the earth, Google it. Go find this chart for yourself, okay? This is science. Schumann's not alive anymore, been around for a while. And people are feeling it in their energy fields. People are having headaches, cotton mouth, can't get enough to drink. What I'm finding is if it's a solar flare, usually cause thirst problems. You know, if it's a disturbance in the ionosphere, because of the planets. We recently had 3 planets almost all right on top of each other, from our perspective, right? And that changes the frequency of the planet. That's called electromagnetism. It's the way the world was set up. So you got all these different angles that are going on. Whew, that was a lot. But I've had so many people, there's a site on Schumann's where people will type in the feed. And so many people are like, why do I feel so weird? One gal said she heard a high-pitched pop the other day and didn't know what the hell it was. And she's all looking around trying to figure out what it is. And what that is something I haven't talked about in 4 years, almost 5 years, but it's timelines, convergence of timelines. So you've got you have energy inside of you, and that energy comes out to a point, and that point is a magnetic point that draws things from the universe to you. You ever wonder why you have a bad day? It's because you're putting out negative juju, and the universe goes, oh, look, Susie wants negative juju. And it will draw everything it can negative to you. And you just get madder and more frustrated. And the funny part is, you can control that. I was so mad and frustrated a couple days ago. And things kept getting worse. And I stopped myself and I'm like, you bonehead, you know you can control this. And so what did I do? I practiced mindfulness. And I stopped. And I took a breath. And I changed the energy that was going outside of me. And things got better. So, once you know, the Bible says once you know the truth will set you free. You just got to be willing to work with the truth. Okay. Whoop. Oh, this will be in one of my outtakes one day. Take 2. Breathe. Anyway, all right. Back to the news. Oh my goodness, we all need a good belly laugh. Okay, workout for the gut chakra. All right, so here's what's going on. Oh my goodness. The Facebook feed should have read, "Come and have a laugh." Oh goodness. I can't even read the comments. Oh God. Somebody said I just burned major calories. Oh, I hope so. You're welcome for the laugh. Okay, so anyway, in the neighborhood I live in, I came out here to set up the studio outside. And I saw my first mosquito, so I had to go back in before I got on and put on some stuff, some lemongrass, so I wouldn't get eaten up alive. But anyway, and I was laughing with somebody the other day. The news is probably going to come out and say that the mosquitoes carry the coronavirus. So you got to stay in. For the summer. Just kidding. Oh, anyways. Okay. All right. A few people dropped off. They must have not liked the laugh fest. Anyways, okay. So what does the new normal look like for the empaths and the highly sensitive people? Like I said, the whole world has had to go into moment by moment living. And moment by moment living, for those of us that are anal retentive, control freaks, always having to know what's going on, ADD, ADHD, right? We got to know. But when you're in mindfulness, you let go of that. You have to be present in each moment. So how does that work? So here's the information for tonight. So how does that work? I already told you, I was a peace hippie, and just live and let live and everything. Well, you don't ever get anything done that way. And how many of you can pay bills like that? Not me. So, what the plan is that God, Spirit, or Source, oh, too funny, God, Spirit, or Source has put a couple things in place. One of it is our trajectory. Like I just told you, we have all this energy that comes out to about here, and it tells the universe, do we want a good day or a bad day? What are we looking for? And it will bring it to us because we're here to learn lessons. So we're writing our own game plan book for that day. So if you will write yourself your goals, start out monthly, then go take those big monthly goals or yearly, start out what you would like to have in a year. Break it down to what you have to do in a month, in a week, and in a day. So my daily schedule looks like a graph. I've got like 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, on this way. That's this part of the graph. And then this part of the graph over here tells me what I have to get done at that time if I want to stay on target. And so I can either choose to do it or not. But when I'm in that moment, in between those little spaces in the graph, I can flow freely. I can live in the moment because I don't have to worry or be concerned about what's coming next because I already mapped it out for myself. That makes sense. Can you give me a thumbs up or a heart? Looks like we picked up one more person. So, yeah, just give me a thumbs up or a heart if that makes sense. Okay, good. I got another giggle. That's good. Okay, so highly sensitive people and yes, all right, we're good. Highly sensitive people and empathic people, we are being called to a special work. Okay? Bottom line. We've always had that ability. We're just now being called. This is the time to go sign up. This is the time to move forward. A lot of us in quarantine were feeling like, oh, when's the other shoe going to drop? When's the other shoe going to drop? And it really wasn't about being at home. It was about this extra special feeling within inside of ourselves, deep inside of ourselves. You know, it wasn't about, are we going to go back to work? Are we going to make money? It was in here. It was a different feeling. And those of you that had that feeling inside of yourself, you know what I'm talking about. It was different than the COVID scare feeling. But if you're having any kind of anxiety, like any of the other sensitives I've talked to, if you're feeling anxious, if you feel like you're picking up all the world's energies in the collective consciousness, which is possible, if you're doing the best you can to hold yourself up and you feel like you're trying to comfort others at the same time and you've just about lost it or have lost it or started that drinking stuff, or if you can't get out of bed in the morning, you're so depressed you just can't get up, and you're suffering from more anxiety and more depression than you've ever had before, but you feel a call of duty, and you feel like you're walking around in circles and you don't know where to go or where to burn off that steam, that's part of this calling. So what would it be like if you, every morning when you woke up, you felt like you had a mission, a reason for being? Not just because you're a mom or a grandmom or a dad or a bread earner, but what if you had a mission deep down inside that once you received it, you were like, I feel so much better. I can now live moment to moment in no fear, no anxiety, no obsessive compulsive disorder type things. How many of you would love to wake up in the morning feeling safe? Like, oops, there goes one of those mosquito guys. Feeling safe? Feeling safe? Feeling in control? So like right now I'm in my backyard living moment to moment, just kind of brushing the bugs away, knowing that I already have stuff on to keep them away. But what if you could feel like you could tap into the collective consciousness and not feel all the anxiety? What if you knew when to turn the news on to find out what was going on locally, to when restaurants are going to be open or a business is going to be open, and not have this feeling? What if you could actually go to the grocery store with a smile on your face, get what you needed, not be losing your mind, wondering what you're going to make that isn't going to burn? You know? How would that feel? How would it feel to come out of this pandemic knowing that you have a purpose that's God-given, and that your talents, these things that you think you see, you think you hear, you think you feel, are real, are absolutely real. And there's a reason why you're hearing things and seeing things and sensing things. And there's also a reason why you have the fear of, I don't know if this is real. Are people going to think I'm insane? Right? Some people have asked, how do I know what God's plan is for me? How do I know what my life purpose is? God is calling his army. Freedom fighters is what you are. You're fighting for the freedom of people's spiritual selves, their emotional selves, and their mental selves. And you can do it from the privacy of your own home or go fully public. You know how I know? Because I've been there. I have been there. And I know exactly what it takes to remain grounded and centered with these new gifts coming in. To know what my spiritual gifts are and to know that they're real and know how to wield them. I know where my spiritual sword is, and I know where my spiritual shield is, and I know how to wield them without using an excess of energy. How many freedom fighters out there have absorbed other people's poop, either in their house or from the collective consciousness? They feel drained, they feel anxious, they run other people's feelings, and they don't know what to do about it. How many? Give me some thumbs up, please. Even if you're watching this on the replay. How many of you are out there exhausted? Don't know what to do from here? Want to deny your gifts, but they're getting stronger. You're feeling the urges more. I've been there. I've been so exhausted. I've taken on other people's physical illnesses. I've taken on people's emotional illnesses and didn't even mean to. I just didn't know how to wield my sword and hold my shield without wearing myself out. And so, in this new world, this new normal, you are coming out. And what if you could come out fully empowered, feeling solid within yourself and your gifts, knowing how to hold the shield up without wearing yourself out, how to flow that energy so you can hold that shield 24/7, and then you get to a point where you don't even think about it anymore because it's just automatic. How would you like to stay calm inside your own body every day? How would you like to be able to go to bed without having a lot of wine because you're trying to numb yourself out? Or one lady I talked to starts drinking in the morning. How would you like to live without that? How would you like to know how to take care of your body and wake up excited and happy and know that it's okay because you have a mission and you're not alone? If you would like to know how to do that, if you would like to bring forward your healing energies for yourself and others, how to slow down, be present, tune in, know this is real, and not go running or trying to hide. You know, I used to do that. Duck. Then, like Leah commented here, thank you, Leah. She says, I can't wait to meet you on Sunday. So this coming up Sunday, I will be teaching the Spiritual Awakening Academy again, the first level. And you will learn how to shield yourself. You'll learn how to start taking care of your body. You'll learn how to have a purpose for each day and what shield you can use, what empowerment you can use, so you too can be happy coming out in this new environment. It's still fresh, it's still new, we're still coming out. But the more we come out, the more empowered you're going to be. So I look forward to meeting Leah and others like you. But I'm going to tell you one other thing. On Wednesday, since you're on Facebook here, okay, or those of you watching the Tools of Energy Protection or YouTube, on Facebook this coming Wednesday, I'm going to do another live. I will post it in the feed here on Deanna Gloyd in the feed, and I'll post it on YouTube and Tools in the emails, because I dowsed for a time, because as my beautiful first level students, we finally had the second part of the class. And I usually do it every 2 weeks. I'll do it like the last weekend, then skip a weekend, and then the next weekend, instruction, break, Q&A. But when this comes up, not many people are going to be learning. So I had to push it off because my guides told me it wasn't going to look, it needs to look less than this, but more like this for anybody to learn. So I put it off. So this coming up Wednesday, and like I said, I'll put it in the Facebook feed. I'll put it, hey, here it is. I'm going to get together and talk to you more intimately about empaths and highly sensitive people and what is happening for you and what you can do about it. There will be free content on Wednesday. Okay? So I'm going to post it in the Deanna Gloyd Facebook when that's going to be. And it's going to be live on Facebook on the Sensitive Fight Club. So if you're not in the Sensitive Fight Club yet, go up to the top of Facebook, post a little, what do they call it, the search glass, the little I Spy glass, and type in the Sensitive Fight Club. And it'll pop up, has a little pink banner, and ask to be a member. Answer the 3 questions. and I'll let you in. And then we'll be having a live training on Wednesday. And you will get some more tools and tips on what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So, you're welcome, Anna. So I thank each and every one of you for having joined me tonight. And I will post this little lovely map in the Sensitive Fight Club as well, probably here as well. And if you had, nobody's posted any questions in the feed, but everybody was laughing with me, so I will repost this. Jennifer, Deanna can't stop laughing. That's good. And I'll repost this if you came in at the end and you can get to the laugh fest with me. Sarah says she's pretty sure her 11-year-old son's an empath. Sarah, I will privately message you. And I thank each and every one of you for joining me that normally doesn't. This Thursday, I will be back in Denver. You're welcome. I will be back in Denver at For Heaven's Sakes Books on 46th Ave. I will be wearing a mask because we all still need to be safe. You must bring a mask as well, but I will be there live if you want to come see my eyeballs. And if not, we'll make an appointment where you can see me online. So anyways, have a great and wonderful night. Big hugs and kisses. Love each and every one of you. Have a great night.